Hello, everybody, and welcome to Blue Jays Today, where we always got something to say about the Toronto Blue Jays. I am your host, Adam Peddle.
And I'm your host, Nicholas Playlog. And Addison Barger, he's got the MLB on notice, everybody. Get scared. Get hyped if you're a Blue Jay fan, because this dude looks really good. We got a lot to talk about that you might not know about Addison Barger. Before we do, please make sure to hit the like, subscribe button. Let's get straight into this thing, baby. This guy has been turning some heads in spring training recently throughout the first, not the third game, because the third game was horrible.
No, yeah, we're not talking about that game.
Where the bat's a bag over your head, sort of just
he wasn't even playing. Was he playing?
He wasn't even playing.
That's why they lost.
Exactly.
That's why.
But the first two games of Toronto Blue Jay spring training so far, Addison Barger has been doing his role and then some.
Yeah, hitting a homer in the first game, a double in the second game. Like, he looks good. The swing looks fast. He looks beefy. He looks confident. There's a lot. I'm scared of Addison Barger, and he's on my team.
Dude, I mean, when we were first starting out this season and we were getting pictures of these guys at the facilities and everything like that, there were memes going around like crazy among the Blue Jays Twitter sphere saying, is Addison Barger, is this a ball player or is he an NFL linebacker? Because this is a big, beefy boy. When we look over at our prospect rankings right here, Addison Barger, he's not blowing anyone off the table right here, because he's actually ranked 14th, which frankly, after seeing some of the stuff that we've been seeing over the past few days and some of the highlights and just looking at this dude, I think this is a little bit of disrespect.
I think he's criminally underrated, especially when you take a look at those numbers he's putting up. And the fact, look, he's also 23 years old, guys. This guy is very, very young and has lots of time to get even better. But the numbers looking at his 2022 year, the 308 batting average, the 933 OPS, and dude, the 26 home runs,
which is a lot for a 22-year-old out of AAA.
Because we were all looking over at Aurelvis Martinez and the amount of home runs that he's been putting up, and he's definitely, Aurelvis Martinez hit more home runs than Addison Barger. But what was missing out of Aurelvis Martinez? That batting average.
I mean, listen, guys, Aurelvis Martinez, if I'm remembering correctly, hit 30 home runs. That is 4 more home runs with 100 points less in batting average.
Exactly.
I will take the other way trade 10 days out of 10.
Exactly. And Aurelvis Martinez is our number 2 ranked prospect, if I'm not mistaken. And Addison Barger is 14. Very much underrated. I think Addison Barger is better than Aurelvis Martinez, more well-rounded.
It's very possible, man. I mean, obviously, these MLB scouts, they're privy to some information that we just simply are not. But we just keep hearing good things about Addison Barger. There's an article here talking about actually who he models his swing after, and this is there anyone better? Is there really anyone better?
Potentially, yes, but Ichiro's amazing.
It's pretty damn good as well, right? Especially like a guy like Addison Barger. It's Ichiro that he's modeling his swing after, by the way. But for a guy with so much natural power,
that's funny though. That's funny though, because Ichiro, he's not known for the slugging.
Exactly.
He's known for the batting average, right? And the hits that he's gotten. So, and Addison Barger has both of those, which is very good. Funny story, something you didn't know about Addison Barger is when he first was a young kid, he was naturally a right-handed hitter, but because he loved Ichiro so much, he moved over to left-sided plate, started mimicking his swing.
Interesting.
And all throughout high school, he was a switch hitter until he went professional, and he dropped the righty completely.
Interesting.
So he's just a lefty now.
I wonder if, as time develops, I mean, now obviously he's doing very, very good as a left-handed batter, which also is just such a valuable thing. Literally such a valuable thing in the MLB and for the Blue Jays. But I wonder if maybe potentially in the future, as he continues to develop, if he brings that back into his game in key situations. So we'll have to wait.
I don't think he'll probably be a righty again.
If he keeps smacking like the way that he is, he'll probably keep it the same. But hey, who knows? Oh, not a horrible skill to have if you could pull it out of your back pocket. Looking at some other stuff with Addison Barger. This dude used to be a smaller guy.
Yeah.
If you could believe it or not, this guy was 170 pounds only like 2 years ago. and COVID hit.
Yeah.
And while all of us losers out here were like, drinking our beers and just,
gambling online,
literally,
all of that.
Gaining our COVID bellies.
Yeah.
This guy was not gaining his COVID belly.
No.
He was gaining weight, but it was muscle.
Dude, yeah. He took that entire off season because there was no minor leagues at the time. He put on 50 pounds on 170 after coming out of high school. That's a lot of weight to be putting on in a year. And what happened? Well, he had 18 home runs the very next season in 2021.
Yeah.
Then you saw the 2022 26 home runs. So obviously that muscle's been getting some good work.
Well, and I think too, like, this just goes to show that this dude's on a mission, and all the stuff that we're hearing, all of the comments that he's making to reporters, that he's making to the team, everything that has come out of this dude's mouth has been positive. It has been humble. It has been driven. It's like everything that I'm hearing out of this guy says to me that not only are you a confident young man, young ball player, but you're also just like a fucking awesome guy who, like, I would want to have on the team that I support.
I mean, in interviews, like, we could pull up quotes in a little bit, but, in interviews, he just straight up talks about his approach, his mentality. It's very professional. It's beyond his years.
Yeah.
He's already gone through the part of his game where he's dropping his expectations. Like, Vladdy's working through that right now.
Yeah.
I've been trying to hit too many home runs. I'm trying to chase hits. He's already figured that out in the minor leagues.
Yeah.
And now he's coming up. That's why when I watch him, he looks like a major leaguer.
He's got a major league
He has a
mentality.
major league mindset. So when I watch him, it's not just because of the way he swings or the way he looks or the numbers. It's because his mentality is there. And you could tell in every single pitch and every single at-bat in the spring training so far.
I completely agree, man. And I do also want to come out and say this, because I'm sure that there will be some comments. And I do agree, this is probably a massive overreaction. This is, we're in,
No, what are you talking about?
Few games
he's
into
going
spring
to
training.
He's going to destroy MLB, bro.
I do think that.
He's going to kill him.
But you have to play devil's advocate and just let everybody know, yes, this is obviously off of a shortened sample size, but every single thing, every facet of this guy's game is leading us to believe that he is going to be a menace in the MLB.
Let's talk about the last part of his game, because obviously we can talk about the bat completely, but how is his defense?
Right.
I mean, like, if the Toronto Blue Jays are going towards a defensive run prevention mindset, if he's going to play for the Toronto Blue Jays, well, how's that glove? How's that arm? Well, apparently scouts are coming out saying that his best tool is his strong arm. And yeah, his main position is short. He can play short, but his best position would be third base, where he could put that arm to use. So let's transition this conversation a little bit. Third base, you obviously have Matt Chapman there.
Yes.
There's talks of maybe Matt Chapman not coming back.
Yeah, stay tuned, or look for that podcast. It's coming very shortly.
Right. So where do you bring him up next year, or do you test him out in the waters this year? How does Addison Barger get to the major league level and start to do some damage?
Well, I think for Addison Barger, like, the benefit to him is the fact that he does have this versatility. He's got the versatility, right? He can play second base, he can play short, he can play third base. And that's just so good for the young player, because when you're locked in at one position, well, I mean, if Matt Chapman's healthy the whole year and he's doing well, and, like, we can, on the off days, Espinal can play it.
Right.
But Matt Chapman's rarely going to have any off days, right? So, I mean, if that's your only position, then you're going to probably have a hard time making it to the Major League Ball Club, assuming that Matt Chapman is very healthy. But, being a shortstop as well, being a second baseman as well, are we not going to have some injuries at some point? It's going to happen. It's inevitable, right? So if this guy keeps popping off like he's doing in spring training, he's making some good, what's the fucking word that I'm looking for right now? Impressions on the managers, on everybody, right? He's making great impressions in this spring training. When it comes time in July, and oh my gosh, like, Bo Bichette's dealing with a little bit of a, something, or, Merrifield's dealing with a little something, why not?
Right. Obviously, we got to see what happens in spring training, but I personally think that Addison Barger is the next one up. For an injury, underperformance, they're going to keep Bowen every day at shortstop. It's going to be all injury driven. I think he could come up midway, come off the bench, get him some major league experience, like they did with Gabriel Moreno last year. Even if it was off the bench and he's a number one prospect, we still got him some time with us in case we decide to keep him for the following year. I think the same thing's going to happen to Addison Barger, and I think come in 2023, he's going to be a starting everyday player.
Yeah, exactly. Because again, like, you look for our new podcast. It's going to come out tomorrow, talking about Matt Chapman and that whole extension and everything about that. But if something can't be reached, if it's just impossible, Matt Chapman's going to hit free agency. I don't know how it's going to go down, but if that does happen, you look at the free agency class. It is very weak. Yeah. It is very, very weak. Yeah. And what third baseman? Name me a third baseman right now that is of Matt Chapman's level and capability. None. that is tradable.
That we know of. That we know of.
I don't know of anyone.
Whereas Barger, we don't know yet. The jury's still out on him. I love the bat. We got to see defense because that's obviously the biggest thing with Matt Chapman. Yeah. Right, not to change the subject completely, but I think regardless, they've also been playing Barger in the outfield a little bit in the like not in the minors, but like in training and off game time, shagging some fly balls. So that's screw it. Go in the outfield. There is no job in the infield. Go in the outfield.
Absolutely.
There will be a job next year.
I mean, I guarantee that this is a guy that wants to play in the MLB, and he will do anything required to make that happen. So take note, MLB. Be terrified. Addison Barger is coming. He's also a little bit of a ladies' man, or I'm just assuming that.
But you got to
see. Come on, man. Come on, chiseled, man. You see that flow? Like that's going to rival Bo Bichette when he does come to the major leagues. Guys, let us know what you think about Addison Barger in the comments down below. How many home runs is this guy's going to hit in the minor leagues, and then how many is he going to hit when he gets to the majors?
Apparently, he wants to hit 40 this year, so look out for that.
That would be phenomenal.
And guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and $3 a month to become a Patreon member. Shout out and thank you to all of our current Patreon members. You guys are absolutely awesome.
Thank you so much for watching.
And go Jays, go!